Okay, actually, if you can give that to Day,
I've got it recorded now.
yeah, Day's gonna record it.
Oh no, I already have it recorded. Stream OBS.
Oh, all right, cool. Okay, well, first of all, thank you guys for just giving me this space. I know you guys have a lot of topics you could be discussing during your DM huddles, but I really do appreciate just this time for us to tell you what we're doing and what we're up to. And I'm gonna start it off with just like a quick icebreaker. I have three questions to ask you guys, and if you guys could just drop the answer in the chat, I'm gonna just give a special shout out to the first person. All right, so get your typing stuff ready. First person to answer in the chat. How many phone jams do we have in a week? Go. Ooh, Mike, let's go. Four. Mike took it for the win. All right, second question is what time is our phone jam today? Go. First person to answer. Time for phone jam today. Nope, not 6 to 8. Not 7. Yeah, happening during the conference. So no one knows it yet? All right, let me give it one more person. Actually, let's give it to the closest answer. Oh, it's Kyle. Kyle, you got it. It's 6:30 to 7 today. Well done. I actually posted the flyer super late last night. So whoever saw that, you guys are good. Okay. Now this one's a tricky question. I don't expect you guys to get it completely right, but you guys can take a jab in your guesses. How did phone jams start? How did phone jams start? With hype? No. Okay, SLD Silver. I mean, Stu, you probably should know. J. Brad created them in 1989. Wow. Check that out. Back in the Stone Age. I like it. I like it. Okay, so that's pretty much where I'm gonna to kick it off on. It's just like how phone jams actually started. So phone jams, they I didn't write on a dinosaur, okay? That's hilarious. Okay. Um, it actually started very organically, which is why the phone jam program is special, and especially for me too, since I was kind of there at the forefront. But here's an interesting backstory. If you guys will entertain me for just 2 quick minutes. Basically, I was working full time already. I still am working full time at a corporate job. And then about 2 years ago, Ron hit me up on Facebook just asking for advice on the territory. And that led to him reaching out to me a couple, maybe actually another year later. So let's just say 3 years. He reached out to me later asking if I can just help with interviews once a week. And once I started helping with interviews, I noticed there was no phone jams. And asked him this question, which is what I ask you as well. How can there be long-term productivity when there's no phone jam culture in your office? Right? That's the question I asked him. And what's the answer to that? There can't be, right? There can't be long-term productivity if there's no phone jam culture. And that's why we started phone jams just for the Long Beach office alone, 3 phone jams a week. And then one day, J. Brad asked us to run a division phone jam since found out that we were running these virtual ones. And that ended up turning into a 2 week division push phone jam. And then that turned into weekly division phone jams. And then that later on that year, we won Silver Cup. And the next year, we became regional. So I just wanted to highlight that, not to brag or anything, but just to show what not just us, but the region, you as DMs can create in this program because it's so organic and it doesn't have anything completely set in stone. You guys can influence the way that it can be or what it can't be. And we all know as DMs and just as managers and being in the business is that the chances of reps just staying in the business if no one is keeping them accountable, especially with their phone calls, is low. So we can't scale the business just by training and team meetings alone. There has to be a phone jam culture. Now, the good news is it doesn't have to be the same for every office, but it can't be non-existent. And that's why I wanted to have this talk with you guys today, just to challenge you guys about how you want your phone jam culture to be in your division and more specifically in your office, right? What is your phone jam culture now? Where do you want to take it? I know for me, I definitely, when I was a sales manager back then, I spent like 80 to 90% of my energy on sourcing, recruiting, training, but my DM was really adamant about working on my workflow retention too. So the long-term vision of Phone Jam is not to just be some optional resource where you just dump your reps after they start their fast start, because realistically, right now, I would say about 90% of phone jams, especially within the last year and a half, have just been fast starters, right? It's 90%. So that means we rarely see people that have been that are senior advisors, higher senior advisors, definitely not FSMs, and managers and staff. Like that's that 10%. So what we want the phone jam to be, at least especially for my phone jam crew and I, is we want this program to be driven not by us, but by the DMs and by the staff, and become a place of retention, a place where there's active retention and there's focus on action. So that's why we wanted to give more efforts and have more meetings with DMs, especially right now since we have a really good cause. Like, yes, it's good to donate to charity, and that's the main focus, but it also makes it so easy to drag reps into phone jams when there's a cause. So we're gonna call this Project Angel Wings. So let me share my slide really, let me share my screen actually. And we are doing Project Angel Wings as almost like a test campaign, if you want to call it that. And for this project, I think it's important to also look at where we were back then and where we want to go. Here we go. So Project Angel Wings. So just to throw some statistics out there. Oh, not that one. It's the last slide. I want to show you guys our stats. Okay. So currently, well, let's go back even more. Let's go here. Let's say last year, right? Last year in 2021, it was still a division phone jam program, not regional yet. And these were the demos that were created in April 2021, 50 being the highest, right? But so far it looks like the average was like, 20. Okay. It's pretty fair to say between 10 to 20. Now this year, since it's a regional program, you would think the stats would be different. But if you take a look at it, what do you guys notice for these stats of April 2022? Someone can unmute. What are you guys picking up difference between last year, this year?
They're a lot lower.
Yeah, they're a lot lower, right? So, I'll call it what it is, right? The phone jam program's dying. That's where it's at. And that's why I want to revitalize it. And we're gonna kick things up a notch and revamp it, right? As a regional program, is it fair to say that these numbers should be tripled? Right? Yeah, absolutely. So what's exciting is that we're gonna get there. We're on our way there. So right now, the stats for just attendance, this is the stats of where April was for every single division, right? So you guys, I would say our fourth, maybe. One, two, yeah, one, two, three, four. You're fourth in place for attendance. And then when it comes to demo creation, you guys are third in place. So that's exciting, right? That definitely is a highlight to you guys for being in the top 3. So when it comes to DM attendance, there was like an interesting fact we learned over the past years. Last year we actually did a survey, and there was a good percentage of them that actually said that the chances of them attending phone jam would be higher if their DMs showed up. Here we go. Oh, so about 50%. Right? Only 77% of them said no. Right. So I just kind of encourage you guys to just kind of read into this. Of course, it'd be different now, right? But just the general stats of it is the reps would want to see their manager at phone jams. That's the basics of it. So Day has a couple of ideas and also certain, I guess, points of what we came up with of why we think might be the biggest setbacks for DMs to hop on to phone jams, but also what some of my solutions on how to get them on. So, Day, whenever you're ready. I think that's actually Callie's rep, no? Callie's rep? Yeah. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, that was me. That was Jorge.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Day. So I think Day made a good point, right? Because sometimes, there's going to be dips in business where the recruiting's low or the reps are just being not the best reps, to say it in a nice way. So we got to get creative of how we use like the phone jam space, right? And of course, there could be that mentality, which is like, well, why should I hop on phone jam where I can just do it myself or have my own, do my own thing with my own people, right? Which is okay too. I think that's totally valid. It's totally fine. But again, if we want to create a phone jam culture, culture happens when we come together, right? So that's the main reason, the main vision of where we want to take this. And when it comes to this section of the talk, it's now just going to be more of like action points. So I want to show you some resources that we're going to provide and we can share with you guys. I'll teach you how to get here. But basically, we've created promotion lines that you guys can utilize for PDI, for your team meetings anytime, right? Right now we have the make contest, summer excellence, and then this is the rep pitch to explain how to promote Project Angel Wings. And just some shout out lines when you hop onto Phone Jam. We don't need the hosts to talk during phone jam. We're absolutely open to whatever you want to do. If you want to personally hop on, even just for 5 minutes, you know your reps there, you give them a shout out personally, and then you hop off. That's fine too, right? If you want to just hop on 10 minutes just to give some shout out to your personal reps, that's part of culture. So these are some lines we've already created for you guys to get that started. And we welcome you to add more to it. So a couple of okay, so a couple of other last things is what our vision is now for Project Angel Wings. Okay, with our Angel Wing project, we actually already started 5/3, May 3rd in collecting money, and we kind of did it as a trial run. Right now we're also in our mini trial run, but week 3, which is next week when push starts, right? Starting the 15th, that's where the energy has to change. That's where we want attendance to change and the culture to change. So for 2 weeks, I'll be hosting some of the phone jams again too, but we really want to hustle and helping Eric hit 100K. And I think right now our first goal is $600. So he's at, actually, let me rewind. He's at 88,000, about 88,000 right now. Our mini goal is to help run is to donate 600. Our middle goal is 800, and then our end goal is 1,000. So just for the sake of culture, we're calling it Race to 100K. So week 3, week 4, that's where we want to rank in the most money for his cause. And you guys already know it's $5 for every demo every single person sets, right? And these are our, just to give you transparent, as a phone jam crew, this is our goals that we're trying to attain, right? To get at least 35 demos a week, because so far it's been lower than that. 15 managers on weekly and 30 reps on weekly minimum. That's like what we call our non-negotiable standards. So right now I'm telling my staff, where it's just like, hey, if we're at 25 demos, I need you guys to set up those own demos, because we cannot hit less than 35 demos for the whole entire week. So that's been our non-negotiable, and obviously we're going to build from there. Now, if you guys are wondering where the money's coming from, a part of it is coming from you guys, right? The $14 you are already contributing, and then a part of it is going to come from the staff. So I personally am donating all my pay for whatever I get for running some of the phone jam stuff, and then my some of my staff is also going to donate half of their pay or all of their pay. So that's Project Angel Wings in a nutshell. Does anyone have any questions? I'm gonna leave this open for questions before I wrap up.
Marianne, that's super noble of what you guys
Okay.
are doing. I just think that's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And Eric, oh, and fun news, Eric is gonna come on tonight. I was talking to him, and he's gonna hop on during the phone jam around like 6:30 to just like give his spiel for his campaign, donation campaign. So that's gonna be fun. But thanks for that, Dave. Anyone else have any comments or Questions? No? Okay, cool. So, okay, last two things. One, let me teach you how to get to all the stuff that you just saw right now. So we have a phone jam drive, which we also created a bit.ly for. I kind of forgot what it is, but it's basically called the Special Ops Phone Jam folder. And we have a specific one right here just for DMs. Oh, there it is. I'm so smart. We put the link right here because everyone knows I forget. So it's called bit.ly/WRDM Pjam. Day, do me a favor, drop this link in the chat, just copy it the way that it is. And when you go to that link, it will have all the flyers. It has I'm gonna add the phone jam scripts on here. You have the phone jam previous flyers, the phone jam trackers, and the region stats. And you also have access every week. Ted does an amazing job in updating the demo tally trackers. And every week you can see who showed up and who set demos on your division. So this is more on the admin side. It might look overwhelming. You know, um, you don't need to be overwhelmed by it, but I'll just teach you the shortcut version of how to find how it matters to you. Just look up your division. Okay, this isn't a good example, but you look up for your division, you see your reps, you see what time they hopped on, and how many demos they set here on column K. That's pretty much the main thing, and the goals that they had. So I could easily be like, hey, John, great job hopping on yesterday's phone jam. I saw that you set up 4 demos. That's awesome. How was it? Blah, blah, blah. How'd you feel? Cool. I know your goal was 5, by the way. So I want to help you keep accountability for your goals. When do you want to set that one extra demo so you can hit your demo target for 5 this week? Right? Super easy to do accountability PDI with our tracker. So again, that's on bit.ly/WRDM phone jam. And then if you want to see the region phone jam stats for those who are stats loving crazy and doesn't mind all the craziness, all of the region phone jam stats are here starting from October. So you can play with that too. Any questions about the folder? Let me read the chat. Let's see. Thanks, Day. No?
Save that, everybody. Save it.
Yes, bookmark that. Okay, so here are my last comments. Oh, not that one. Here we go. My last comments for this talk is just some action steps. So how you can help as a manager, right? So for one, decide what your phone jam culture is going to be, right? It doesn't matter what it is, just have one, and then share it, and have your staff, right? I know with DMs it could be different. I don't know what the agenda is, but at least one representation from your office as staff should be attending a phone jam at least once a week, right? And then try to bring 3 to 5 reps at least when you go to those phone jams, so then your culture starts. But if you want to be a kick-ass like Day and Jason and Brent and create a wolf pack, if you have no reps, just go on and try to create something, have other DMs join you or your staff join you, and use that time to call PRs, to create strips, to do PCs with your reps, whatever you want to do for phone jams. We're open to it. You just need to tell us, and I'll have my staff accommodate to what your desires are on how you want to use phone jams. And then my last challenge is to promote phone jams 5 times to each rep. So we all know the promotion of 5. I am a result of that. I'm a flyer, and I saw the flyer 5 times before I actually called for the job. So my recommendation is promote it once during your interviews, once during training, once in a PC, and 2 times during PDI with each rep, right? So that rep needs to hear it 5 times. And also you can have them follow us on Instagram. I forgot about that. So we have an IG. Some of you guys are already following it, but it's can you drop the link to the IG, Day? Can you try to find that? But I think it's, let me see here. Join_phone jams. That's the IG. I'm starting to post I'm starting to post the flyers on there too. So that's a really helpful way to kind of help them see it multiple times. Okay. And then the last thing, which I forgot to ask Dave. So Dave, let me know if this is okay. But I would like to hop on one, at least one more of your guys's talk, not to give another talk, but to take a 5 minute, 3 to 5 minute survey, and also just keep you guys accountable and see what you guys have done in a week or 2 weeks, like what changed, right? Because at least for me, I noticed that when when Cutco became virtual, there was so much great content and learning, but I didn't know how much accountability culture there was. So we're gonna start it in our program that we'll just start doing follow-ups to see what we can do to help you guys, encourage you guys, implement whatever ideas, address any setbacks you guys have. So either in a week or 2 weeks, if it's cool with you, Dave, I would like to hop on and just see what has changed.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Cool. All right. So that concludes my talk. And of course, we can't, it's not Cutco unless you lead it with a end with a quote, right? So here's my quote to you guys. Management is about persuading people to do things they do not want to do. So while leadership is about inspiring people to do things they never thought they could. So we hope that we inspire you guys to do things you never thought you could, but more so your reps. Honestly, that's actually why I'm here. I was this close to just letting the Phone Jam program go because we put so much work into it and it wasn't going where I thought it should go. And I have other things that I need
Yeah.
to kind of cater to. But it was Jennifer Martinez who hit me up, who came up with this idea. Project Angel Wings, it's all her. She was the one who came up to me saying, "Hey, I think it'd be cool if we use the money to donate to Eric's cause." She's really passionate about it, but she didn't know how to execute it. So
It's cool.
as time came by and she hit me up again, and she's really passionate about wanting to do this, I was like, okay, I guess
Marianne and Day,
we
thank you both. I really appreciate it. And look, this is something, the thing that struck out to me, and then we'll wrap everybody, is you'd never have a phone jam at your office where the reps go, they've come in and they phone and they don't get managed. We would always have an AM or up there with the reps to listen, drive, help them out, right? So it's not a big ask to make sure that if you've got reps attending the Thursday night phone jam, that an AM or higher is there. Please make sure you've got push reports in. SMRI training Friday morning, 9 to 12:30. Please get Callie paid. And I just want to say this: advanced training 1. We had people on in advanced training 1. We were talking about them sending snaps and posting on their story. And this is just a good reminder for you all. You all need to be there for that part so that you can figure out what's going on. Not everybody's going to take part in that. That's what's going to happen in advanced training. The people who are PR positive can take care of that. But Mike Schmidt was able to say, Olivia's already got, I've been interviewing her friends. And that was awesome that he was able to come in and say that, because he sent his name Sunday. And by Monday at, I don't know, 3:30 or 4 when we were doing that, I think it was 4:15, we already had some traction. So everybody, thank you so much. Day and Marianne, thanks again. Kyle, we'll jump over to my personal meeting room for one-on-one calls, and I'll see everybody in training.
All right, thanks guys. Have a good one.